Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Daily Deal. Today is free-to-play weekend. We haven't come back to this for a couple of weeks actually, but we're doing it properly again this week. And today we're looking at Path of Exile.
Yes.
I don't really know too much about this game, so do you want to give us the bullet points, Matt?
Well, alright, so Path of Exile is that Diablo game that supposedly everyone has been waiting for because Diablo 3 was very disappointing to them. It's like I wouldn't say dungeon crawler, but because you do go into dungeons later on, but you start off kind of at the beach and everything like you've played before, and
Right.
it's very loot based. And of course, probably one of the biggest things where I'll probably show you in game, but is the skill tree. The skill tree is all passive, and it's insanely huge. Insanely huge. This game is free to play, and it's by Grinding Gear Games, by the way, and it has like that nice little clay look to it. If you ever played those type of games, like a Diablo 2 look to it.
Yeah.
What's your experience with these types of games?
Are you talking about in terms of the UI? Like, as far as action RPGs go, I've not really played too much. There were two really good ones I played on the Xbox called Baldur's Gate, which were like awesome games. And then I played a bit of Torchlight 2 with you, but that's about it, to be honest. This isn't a genre that I'm that interested in, I've got to be honest.
Right.
But so far, basically what I've done here, guys, these are the classes that I'm having a look at the screen here. Just want to show you. I thought that this character's creation screen was pretty cool. You've got, how many? 6 predefined characters. Each of them have kind of got their own story. Like, you really are a character rather than just like a class here. And it's got nice voice acting and a really grim aesthetic. You're not going to see this in the video because I've already created the character, but at the start of the game, you land on a beach where everybody's dead, basically. You've all been exiled from some realm, and you're ending up on this realm. And the first dude you try and talk to is a dead body that then suddenly wakes up and tries to kill you. So it's pretty dark.
Yeah.
But basically, just a short while in, I'm now level 2. I still don't know that much about the game at all. But I'm level 2. I've come to the first village, and I'm going to meet Matt out in the terraces, right?
Yes. I'm a
Then
marauder.
you're gonna hold my hand. Yeah, and I'm a thief as well. Which, as far as I can see, means I've only got like one special attack right now, which is a double strike. Which actually I got from my weapon, I think.
Yes. All right. So you get your skills, which is your active skills from gems that you pick up off the floor, and you slot them into your armor.
That's
you get
really
everything.
weird.
Yeah. So that's the difference there. Your gems do also level up, and they get stronger.
Okay.
So
and
that's how it goes. So you have your passive tree, and then you have your skill gems.
Okay, I want to show people the passive tree as well. Okay, because
Press
a
P.
big thing. You press P, okay, so get ready for this, guys. Obviously, with a game like this, I feel like a lot of its strength comes from growing your character, right, and the RPG mechanics of it, yeah? Would that be fair to say, Matt?
Yeah.
So then, having a good skill tree is probably quite important, or one with a lot of depth. This is the skill tree. What the hell is this?
Yeah,
This is
quite
insane, dude.
amazing, actually. Just looking at it, it's just like, like there's so many ways you can build your character from this. I mean, you could go full on attack speed if you wanted, or and if you see like the ones with the little gold rim around them, those are the ones that really like impact your character. Sometimes you'll sacrifice. You can invade, this one over here to all the way to the left is your hits can't be evaded, but you never do critical strikes. Like there's certain stuff like that. So
Wow, can you slot them and then take them off if you don't like that after a while?
Oh, this is hardcore. So when you put slots in, that's it. That's it.
Oh, wow.
You have respect points that you can revert back, but that's only like if you don't like something, in the last couple points, you can just revert back.
Okay, so it's a bit like Torchlight, actually, in that you can respec, but only the last couple of points. So if you leave it too long, you're stuck with it forever.
Right.
How do we actually... Can I slot points into anything on this? Or is this... I mean, this is full-on Final Fantasy X sphere grid. Do I have to travel across the lines, basically?
I remember that. Final Fantasy X. Yeah.
Yeah. It's exactly like that, man. Except maybe bigger.
All right, but you also start... depending on which class you pick... You also start on a different point of the map. If you zoom out on the passive tree line, you see like these circles, like these gears, kind of in a hexagon shape. If you connect the dots.
Yeah, sort of, I guess.
Yeah, those are different spaces where you can start at. Because you started on one of them, right? You see where you started?
Yeah. I think
there's
I
other
started over
spaces that you can start from, and those are the different classes.
So what is this? Is this like every time? I don't want to spend the whole video kind of on this menu, but this is pretty fascinating to me. Do you like get a skill point every level, and can you eventually fill up this whole grid, or what?
No, you can't fill up that whole grid. No. So yeah, you have to do different builds.
So what I'm looking at here really is like the top right hand section is the area that the thieves use, and the top left section is the area that something else uses, for example.
No, you can go anywhere. You can go anywhere on the map. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter at all. So it depends on
Oh,
where
there
you
you
start.
are.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Oh my God, you look very gritty.
I'm Big Brute.
Jesus, dude.
We go smash Hammonds.
Wow. Let us go smash.
Big man smash.
What's the advantage of partying here? Do we just get to tag the same mobs, or what?
You get loot. Yeah, like you see that iron grease on the floor, right? That just dropped.
Yeah.
See, yeah, everyone, you know.
Oh wait, no, I don't. Oh yes, I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So basically, it helps you defeat the mobs, and all loot gets spread out on the floor. And hopefully, you're with people who are not douches, and they won't take your loot. So
this is really kind of hardcore. They're very unforgiving. There's a survival. You can make survival characters, right? I think, or hardcore characters.
There's PvP characters as well. So you can be out here, and there'll be other people out here to kill you. So
right. There's a lot of mobs here, dude.
There's a lot of leagues, and you can actually. I don't know if it's implemented yet, because I played this a long while ago, back in closed beta. And they wanted leagues, and I'm pretty sure they made it now, that you can make
like
your own league. Yeah, you can make your own league in this game and host it.
Oh, right, okay. So, as I say, like, I don't play this genre that much, and my most experience came from a long time. What exactly do you mean by, like, a league? Just, like, you and all your friends?
Oh, like a different mode, like hardcore and stuff like that, and they get to choose the options that they have in there. And also, by the way, if your health goes low, this game uses a system with potions where you can keep clicking the potion over and over again, and it keeps
the potions
refilling.
have charges, right?
Yes, and I kind of really love that.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool, because when I was first playing, like, I picked up this potion, I was like, oh man, I've only got one potion, and I'm taking, like, this game, I'm getting dealt a lot of damage. I don't know whether that's because of the class I'm playing, or it's just kind of showing how overall they're dealing with how intense the combat is, essentially, because we do a lot of damage, we take a lot of damage, and generally I like that in games. But yeah, like, I was so worried. I was like, oh my God, I've only got one potion, but you can drink from it many times, which is very, very cool. Yeah, I've got a mana potion too. I just hit level 3, so yay. This probably would have been the smart time to show the skill tree.
Yeah, right. Now you can put a slot in, yeah, and you can go for, like, full-on strength or full-on dexterity, or, like, it really gets technical, and that's kind of what people wanted, and that's why people who didn't like Diablo 3 kind of flocked over to this, is because of that.
Yeah.
And in the end game, there's these dungeons where it's constantly being recreated. You kind of like forge your own. Oh, boss, be careful with that. He like does that.
I was wondering why all the fire was coming down. Oh my God, even the regular mobs are taking a lot of damage from me. Are you just sort of swimming in this, just totally fine? Are you like a tanky spec?
Yeah, I'm very tanky spec, but it still hurts me a lot. Hurts me a lot.
I'm seeing your health going down there. So I've got to say, one thing I don't like about the game so far is the map. The map looks pretty damn ugly. Right now it's on my screen, and it just kind of looks... maybe this is a client-side issue.
Are you talking about the mini map?
Yeah, like the mini map, the sort of layers over the screen right now looks really weird to me.
You can switch it. You can switch the way you want it. You can either have it on top right-hand corner or in the middle of the screen. Yeah,
I think I accidentally pressed some hotkey to put it there, and now I don't know what it was anymore. So I'm just gonna leave it as it is. There we go. Let's kick this guy's ass. Double strike. Sweet.
And
wow, he is taking
dead.
a beating.
Yes, he is.
So he's going to drop some nice loot, hopefully. There we go. We've got a rusted sword. Do you want to talk about the inventory system? Because I thought this was pretty cool as well.
Right. This is kind of like Resident Evil type of inventory system, or the old style inventory system.
Old RPGs used to do this, yeah. Might and Magic 6 was a game that I used to love and did exactly this.
You get full really quickly. You eventually end up just being, only grabbing the rare loot and just leaving back all the crap.
Right.
right? Because what happens is, also I should mention the trading system in this game. There's no gold. You trade in loot for like teleport strolls and transmutation shards and scrolls of wisdom, which reveal unidentified items. Like you trade rare items for items that you use with your character.
Right.
So
I
that's the
didn't even
system.
realize that. That's pretty cool, actually. So it's entirely bartering.
Yes.
There's no gold.
Yeah.
That is very cool. I'm noticing here I've got an alternate weapon slot as well.
Yes. So you can switch. You can switch between two weapon sets.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. Here, I'll show you guys as well on my dagger here. As you can see, I've got these 3 different slots. You know, this is pretty standard, to be honest. You know, you can socket stuff into weapons. Here, the middle one, you'll see that I've socketed an actual skill. So as Matt said before, everything on the skill tree is passives. The skills come from sockets. And how varied are they? Are you familiar with sort of how crazy these skills can get?
Yeah. There's like lightning strikes and poison traps. So many combinations, and it really syncs well with the passive tree.
Okay.
So if you wanna be like like for me, you think, okay, I'm a guy who does melee. You think I can't really do some range attacks? Yeah, I can skill in a gem that actually does some range or some AOE around me, and it would be magic too as well. So I can go into intelligence if I would want to. To be a intelligence tank. It might not be viable. It depends. Like people will do really strange builds that you can see on YouTube, like really strange ones, and it ends up working sometimes.
That's cool. And there's a lot of kind of risk reward there, I guess. A lot of games like this where they are punishing with how you spec your character, a lot of people don't like. I mean, we both played Maple Story, and I know that back when I played that game, that was kind of a bit of a criticism of it, that if you put one attribute in the wrong place, like that would just bone you forever. Yeah. But I don't know, that concept kind of excites me here, and I quite like it. Another idea. How long?
Did you see my electricity?
Oh, okay, right. So this is one of your.
See?
Okay.
See, and it bounces around.
This is pretty cool.
And this is like a level 1 thing, so you could expect some really cool gems later on.
Yeah. How large is the world map? And how do I even get to it? I keep pressing M and it's coming up with microtransactions, which is an annoying ass like indie bind by default.
Crap! What is the map icon actually? I'm so used to pressing M that I don't know.
I mean, it's not really the best way to judge how much content a game's got, but looking at the world map...
There's acts in this game. So there's different acts in this game, and they keep releasing acts.
Okay.
Like every few months or so.
And does that take you to different areas of the continent?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, it does.
Okay.
But the thing is, my gripe with this game is how it looks. I'm all good with the grim look. I'm fine with
Very
that. Very
gritty,
it's just so gray. There's no colors, and it could get kind of, I don't know, like stale for my eyes. Like,
I can
it's
see
just
that.
like
Definitely. What I kind of came into this expecting, this is kind of a very grim, very dark opening, and maybe they keep that general theme going throughout the plot and the rest of the game, but maybe later we'd be in a rainforest or something, and suddenly it's really colourful, and, there's a huge contrast there between the start of the game and later in the game. That's
right, that doesn't change. Like,
They
even with
don't
the
do
end game, it's all dungeons, which the dungeons is unlimited. Like, there's so many ways that a dungeons can be created with a cleave.
And that's how the end game's working, right?
Yeah. So there's like endless amount of dungeons. Like you could keep recreating the dungeon over and over and over again. I don't know exactly how it works because I never actually got to there, but like I watched it being created, and you can just choose the dungeon with your friends and just go in there and get like crazy loot. I mean,
right,
it's ridiculous. The map keeps changing over and over and over again.
Okay, I've just found the world map. It was you that was the hotbind, the world. And as I can see here, yeah, we've got a pretty large map. I started here on the Twilight Strand, and now I can see at the top it just says Act 1. So yeah, I guess we can't show you the whole map, guys, but it looks pretty nice. I like kind of the very authentic style that they're going with the UI. Like, it's not some kind of very digital looking map that doesn't really fit in with the rest of the game. It's like it's a legitimate map that we're looking at of Rayclast, Rayclast, which is the region that we're playing in. I had a couple of other things I wanted to ask too. How does like just the general multiplayer work? Because this is kind of like it's very MMO-ish in a way, right?
It's more instance. even though they do have the PvP stuff.
Okay.
Where like on the map you have, you know, like people that will fight against you. Other than that, like you have to join a party in order to see other people. So it's more instance than anything else. In the towns, it's MMOE.
Yeah.
You know, that's where you see everybody.
Because like I was comparing that to Torchlight, which we were playing, and in that game it was just us for the purpose of the whole world, because we made our own server and we were the only people that we gave access to that. But here you can meet anyone basically, and you guys will have seen chat going off every now and then. Not that often. I don't know whether that's because we're in a really early game area or the population of the game isn't too strong. How long has this been out for, and is it... Cause,
man, it's been in closed beta since last year.
But it is still technically in beta.
It's open beta right now, yeah. And every time something new has been put in, and the balancing for the skills, it resets your skill. You get a skill reset.
Yeah, I saw that earlier just now when we were filming, and I was looking at my skills.
Did your gems ever level up?
Did I have my gems leveled up? What, the sockets in my weapons?
Yeah.
I haven't even looked. I didn't even notice. Hold on, let me...
It's on the... if you don't see it on the right-hand side, then it probably did.
Oh, yeah, it did. It did. Okay. Level
so
up,
what do you
double
think
strike.
so far?
This is pretty cool. These are games that if I'm watching them, honest to God, if I'm watching them being covered on YouTube like we're covering right now, I often find myself struggling to be excited about them. I don't know. I kind of feel like in some ways that they're a little bit of an archaic genre, or I don't know. On the surface, all I'm doing is just running around clicking. But when I look at stuff like the skill tree that they've got to offer here, and the idea that there's a lot of content, that does excite me. And the other thing I think that we should really mention before we wrap up this video, I mean, this whole video has just been me running around clicking stuff, basically. You know, I think that can look quite off-putting, but that's not really... Let's go into the mudflats. But I think that there's a lot more here than that. One thing I think would be really nice to wrap this video up on, sort of, is their business model that they're actually going with. We mentioned this is free-to-play weekend. They have the kind of this whole stance on what they consider to be ethical microtransactions, right? Do you have any like insight into the microtransactions that they do? You know, this is as I mentioned before with free-to-play games. This is kind of the kicker for me.
They don't touch that buy power thing. They don't touch it at all. And here's some low color, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't. Let's check if there's anything in the store. But they said from before that they're not gonna go for any imbalances for the cash shop at all. And there's some cosmetics you can get through this game, even though it's kind of weird for this game to have cosmetics because you know, I mean, it's supposed to be a game where you get loot and you can see the armor, but I mean, really, like, it stays kind of grim like this. Like, this is the most color you probably see, really.
That's something else I was wondering as well, actually. You say that you can see the armor, so this is a game where everything I equip does then appear on the
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty vital for a lot of people, I've got to say. A lot of games skimp out on that as well.
Has to have that. I hate games that do that. Like, oh, okay, you put on this armor and you don't see it. You see the same shirt. It's like, okay, no.
Oh my god, wow, these little guys. Okay, well, I think that's pretty much everything that we should really be able to cover here. If you guys want us to return to this game at the end of the week, do let us know in the comment section down below. We can keep playing a little bit more, maybe even between videos we can try and make a little bit more progress. I'm not sure we'll get to the end game, to be perfectly frank, because this is going to be a very expansive game. But yeah, and if you want to play this game for free, we're not giving away a copy because it is free. So if you want to play it for free, you can just get it. There'll be a link in the description down below. But yeah, thanks very much for watching the Daily Deal, guys. This was pretty cool, Matt. I'm glad you showed me this game. I was a little bit worried about this, but I'm enjoying it. I really am.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
See ya.